Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a moment, I am gonna walk my happy butt over to the futon to check out the Shudder original, Monster Island. Monster Island is written and directed by Mike Wilwan, and it's starring Dean Fujioka and Cullum Woodhouse. It tells the story of two soldiers during World War II. One is a Japanese soldier and the other is a British POW. During a fight in the South Pacific, their boat is sunk, and these two end up on a mysterious deserted island. And wouldn't you know it, on this mysterious deserted island, there is a monster, a fish monster to be exact. And of course, these two not only have to survive the island, but they also have to try to work together, even though they're enemies, to try to get away from this creature that's chasing them down. This movie takes a lot of influence from local legends that are in the South Pacific when it comes to this monster, and it's also based a little roughly off of the creature from the Black Lagoon. So my favorite all-time classic monster movie, it's not really a remake, but it's something similar to that story. In other words, guys, I am super excited to see this film. And you know who else is really excited to watch this movie? Why, of course, my cat Haku. He is patiently waiting for me over at the futon, and he loves eating fish. So I'm wondering, is he gonna like a movie where the fish eats you? I guess there's only a way to find out, and that is to head over to the futon and check out Monster Island. Just getting done watching Monster Island, and guys, I thought this movie was fun. Not a lot of meat on the bones here, but a lot of fun. So let's get this started, shall we? Let's get things started with the negatives, then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important I note. Now, as I was saying, there is not a lot of meat on the bone here. If you're looking for a really in-depth story with well fleshed out lore and such, this is probably not going to be your cup of tea. This is a very straightforward monster movie. There's a monster on this island, and these two guys are just trying to survive. Yeah, there's some elements brought into it, like working with your enemy during wartime and all, but to be perfectly honest, because of the situation, they don't really do much with that whole concept. It's just, hey, you know what? We have to work together because here's the situation. And now they do throw in some other survivors from this ship, so it's not just these two people running around, because that's really where the horror comes in, is a lot of the kills and the gore and everything that comes into the movie, which is great, but that's really all that this movie is. It is a fun little monster movie where people end up on an island and there's this monster and they're getting knocked off one by one, and that's pretty much all there is. So if you need more than that, then this is probably not going to be your cup of tea. But if you're someone who's going, yeah, sure, man, I like to watch a very Predator-esque kind of film every so often, it's a lot of fun, then you're going to probably find a lot here. You're probably going to enjoy yourself. So let's move into those positives, shall we? The first thing I'm going to talk about is just our two main actors. Now, they do an excellent job. This film does not have a whole lot of dialogue. I actually was going to put that into the negatives, but this is more of a mixed thing. There is not a lot of talking in this movie. This is more of one of those watch things unfold before your eyes. Now, I'm not saying that there's not dialogue and there's not people talking and all. Yes, there's plenty of that. But this movie is mostly just running around, trying to get away from this monster and trying to figure out how to stop this monster. Alright, so this is definitely more of a visual experience than it is something, again, like you're going to get a lot of story out of or anything like that. But our two main actors do an excellent job with this film. There's a lot of points, of course, with these two people, these two characters, where they don't speak the same language, so they have to learn other ways to communicate with each other. And so I thought the two actors do a great job communicating with facial expressions, and then of course just sign language and everything like that to try to get things across to each other. So I thought the two of them were great. They were really good in their roles, and I thought the charisma and the chemistry between the two actors was really great. the monster design. Now, this movie does not shy away from this monster. It does not try to hide the monster because this director knows how good this monster looks. So you get to see this sucker a lot in this film, and I liked it. Its design was great. It has this really cool blend of I don't know. I used to watch this show called River Monsters, and the thing looks like one of the fish that he would pick out of the Amazon every now and then. I really thought it was just absolutely horrifying. The movement of this creature was great, and it also, you get kind of a little bit of lore and everything about this monster and all. Not a whole lot. The movie doesn't spend a whole lot of time in all of that. It literally is just this creature that's hunting them down, but the look of the monster was awesome. This film is also very reliant on practical special effects, and all of the gore looks outstanding. Everything was done very well. The makeup design looks great, the creature design looks good, and what I loved about this makeup too is that they do not shy away from this creature going into water and things like that. So this makeup was very well done, very well applied. There was never a point in the film where I did not think that this was just a guy in a suit. It looked great. So the special effects for the monster, definitely on point. The gore special effects, the practical effects there are just vicious. There's a lot of limbs getting ripped off, heads getting popped off, and things of that sort in this movie. So if you are a gore hound, you are definitely going to find a lot in that category. Like I said, the only problem is there is not a lot of story on the bone here. But the good thing is that this movie does have some excellent pacing, and it's not necessarily a long movie. This movie only clocks in at 83 minutes, and 3 minutes of that is the credits. So the movie's only an hour and 20 minutes long. So it doesn't overstay its welcome, it doesn't bore you, it gets in, it does its job, and delivers. And to be perfectly honest, guys, as things have been going lately on Shudder, now they have been releasing some pretty good horror films lately for their films and all for the channel. But most of them have been slow burn allegorical horror, and while I do enjoy that, to be perfectly honest, to get to see just a basic monster action horror film was a breath of fresh air, and I really enjoyed it. It was a real fun watch, and I would say that if you are a fan of this genre, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to have a good time with this. But again, if you're somebody that needs a little bit more meat on the bone for your movie, this is probably not going to be your cup of tea. So if you are already a Shudder subscriber, I say this is a solid watch. It doesn't take much time up of your day, and it delivers in the fun category. So yep, solid watch if you're a subscriber. I don't think this is necessarily a film that's going to actually bring people in to, create a subscriber to their channel. But you know what? If you have the free, if you have that free test available, go ahead and give it a shot, all right? Just make sure you put a reminder in your phone when your 7 days are up if you don't like the whole Shudder channel and all. But anyways, guys, thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.